You don't give a fuck when you land or not, just let him go. Don't worry about you, you're gonna be a shitty fight, but you gotta let punches go.
Last round.
You can't wait until they get, if you miss it, bang, go right back. And don't take 30 seconds to start another fight.
Alexander, I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
Look at that. Look at that combination. And the turn.
I kept telling him he had no punch, he couldn't hit, he's swinging like a sissy, he's missing, let me see your bump. I hadn't started dancing yet. A tremendous motivational first round, and Hearns gets hurt. Hearns got stunned. Hackle was stunned early in the round. Great first round. Incredible. Perhaps one of the best in middleweight history.
That black guy, he hits hard.
Fire!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hands of Fire Immediate Reactions. Just like it's mentioned in the title, this is not a podcast. This is just immediate reactions after the Andre Ward versus Alexander Brand light heavyweight fight, which let's just jump right into it. Andre Ward wins by unanimous decision. Wins every, all 12 rounds. 120 on each of the judges' scorecards, 120 to 108. If you were looking for Ward to look maybe a bit sharper, or to knock off any type of ring rust, I guess your questions were pretty much answered. As far as, does he get sharper compared to the last Barrera fight? I don't think so. And for me, what that answers is this is probably just about as good as it's going to get for Andre Ward as far as he looks into the ring. Now, like I said, he won every single round. He did what he was supposed to. Was clearly the better fighter, obviously, by wide margins. The better fighter of this fight. But, I had called into the Boxing Voice this past Thursday, pretty much just, setting up your, getting your picks out. And I told them that while, we know that Andre Ward isn't the biggest puncher, you still kind of expect, with this being a lesser fighter of his last outing, being Sullivan Barrera, who he was able to at least score one knockdown, and this guy, like I mentioned before, being a super middleweight, going into light heavyweight, you would, and being as awkward as he was, they were saying Jim Lampley and Max Kellerman, for the love of God, just could not hop off the nutsack of Andre Ward. I mean, they were talking about him landing a jab before he even fucking landed. Like, oh, his jab looks pretty sharp. He hadn't even landed. He was pawing it out. It's like, even the way he's pawing it out looks sharp. Even the way he's pawing it out looks really sharp. Like, come on, man. Like, they were, bigging up this. Well, see, and this is, it's gonna make me sound like a hater, but I'm really not. Like I was really looking for Ward to be a little over the top with this, to really flex out on how much better he is going to be going into this Kovalev fight. And he was like right off the bat, out of the first round, Alexander Brand landed a mean body shot, a right hook to the body, and and had sporadic shots, landing, like overhand rights. And even toward the end, like the last round, he had he landed some pretty decent shots that you would expect Ward to evade or slip or, block or something, man. And I think it's, for reasons like that and the inability to really step on the gas when he had, when he had the opportunity to, because you can't say like when he had Brand hurt. Brand was never really hurt. I believe might have been one to the body that he might have where he held excessively, but that was about it. And Lampley again coming to Ward's rescue, saying, "Well, it's hard to hit a guy that's this awkward." I would say he should have gotten the knockout in spite of his awkwardness. I mean, his corner, Brand's corner's only advice to him was, if you're not being busy, move. And his punches were just so fucking loopy and wide, and even his movement, it's like he wasn't like really being a slickster. So, I mean, it's almost like the same excuse that, Kovalev fans were having that, Chilemba, or at least for why Kovalev wasn't looking as good, is because, well, Chilemba kind of emulated a style that Ward was. No, the only thing he was doing was just moving. He was moving. Other than that, he emulated nothing to a style that Andre Ward would present Sergey Kovalev. So, man, like I mentioned before to some buddies on Facebook during this fight, I think this now with both of these performances, they kind of cancel each other out. You can't, like, after Sergey Kovalev, people were thinking, oh, well, now Ward is definitely the favorite going into this. And after Ward's performance here, I don't know, man. Like, you see the shots that Brand was able to land, even not being as fast, not being as really slick. I think the door's wide open just for both fighters. Kovalev being vulnerable to the movement, and Ward just being vulnerable to just sneaky shots that aren't just... There's not even really a shot in particular that he gets caught with. It's just, if you're busy enough, you'll land something out of that exchange on him. And that's about it, really. So, yeah, like I said, it's just pretty much 50-50 now. One thing I did note, though, toward I think, what was it, the 11th? Was it beginning of the 11th or the 11th going into the 12th? Virgil Hill and Andre Ward were a little snippy at each other. It seemed like Virgil Hill wanted him to, Virgil Hunter wanted him to, step on the gas a little bit to get him out of there, and Ward, wasn't really digging it. And HBO kind of cut it away a little bit, just when he was like kind of holding him. He was like holding his face, like the way a parent held a child's face when like, listen to me, I'm fucking talking to you. But Ward wasn't trying to hear it, maybe he was, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what that deal is, but like I said, this fight seems a little bit more 50-50 now. You guys tell me your thoughts. Hands of Fire, immediate reactions. Hit me up. Peace.